They're the pictures that prompted calls for Britain to step in and help thousands of child refugees stranded across Europe. The government finally promised to take some in after the so-called Dubs Amendment was passed. The man behind the law, Lord Dubs, was himself a refugee rescued from Nazi Europe as a child. Today, he voiced his despair at news the Dubs scheme would close.
I think it's very, very shabby. I think the government should have shown more principle. They indicated to me that they would accept the letter and spirit of the amendment. They're going back on their word. They're going back on what the amendment said. But above all, they are causing more damage to very vulnerable unaccompanied children.
The Dubs Amendment suggested 3,000 lone child refugees in Europe be allowed in the UK. Just 200 have been brought here under the system so far, though, with another 150 due to arrive soon. It means only 350 will benefit. The Home Office says local authorities have told them that they simply don't have the capacity to care for any more asylum-seeking children under this scheme. But officials here tonight insist vulnerable children will still be able to come to the UK and be resettled under different schemes all through the asylum system. Local councils, though, say it's down to money. If they had more, space might be found for more child refugees.
Councils remain concerned that the funding issues have not been fully addressed. Councils will be short on every refugee child that they take in, and for those areas that already have very large numbers of refugee children, clearly that is a major concern. And it would enable us to resettle more children in the UK in the future if the funding was available to ensure that no community was left bearing an unfair burden.
Critics say the government will now face a parliamentary backlash. The question is, will such sentiments be reflected across the country? Emily Morgan, News at 10 in Westminster.